Shane O'Neill. This is my persuasive speech. This is my audience. I got my sister, Anna, Nick, Gia on FaceTime, Andrew on FaceTime.
Andrew's on FaceTime.
Alright. Alright. In history, religion has clouded the judgment and perception of generations. For the glory of God, what would Jesus do? In God we trust. These are all things that people say, justifying their actions with their religion. Rational decision-making cannot account for religious ideals or morals, especially in the position of power because of the influence that they have on others, people that they control. I was raised in a balanced Christian family, but I've seen others raised in strict religious principles, and they turned out to be very one-sided people. This has been problematic throughout history because the lack of perspective can be dangerous to a powerful man. People end up blinded by their religion in various ways, depending on their experience. Most commonly, people end up stuck in their religion that they were raised in. Parents have incredible influence over their kids, so teaching them early a religion that they accept as fact will stick with them throughout their life, and that's stated by Chris Baines. When people go through a trauma or loss, they tend to use religion as a crutch in their vulnerable state. People feel comforted by the thought of a greater power and believing that they'll see the ones that they've lost again one day. And that's told to us by debate.org. And I want to be very clear that my purpose of this speech is not to put down any religion or say some beliefs are better than others or no beliefs are better than beliefs. But I want to draw the fine line between faith and blindly acting according to your religion. The issue of acting according to your religion without any thought of your own is that it's caused entire races and countries to be oppressed because someone in the position of power believes that they're pleasing God, and they have their tunnel vision because they believe that God appointed them to have the power that they've been instilled with. That's told to us by Lawrence Carus. This cloud of judgment can cause poor decisions to be made because when leaders believe that he's appointed by God, what he says goes, and people believe that if they act against this, that they're going against their God, further angering him. And that's told us by Gary Gutting. This is called death and deception and the blind defense of religious figures just because they're a religious figure, and people don't want the things that they look to as pious or better than what they already are. They don't think that they can make any mistakes. They want to think of them as perfect, and they keep that idea in their head. In history, there has been massacres and terrorist attacks led by the belief that they're pleasing a god or doing what their god wants them to do. Most iconically, the September 11th attack was fueled by Osama bin Laden, who was teaching the people that were under him that they would be rewarded in death for the things that they did for him, such as crashing the planes into towers or Pentagon. Politically, there's been countless scandals, especially in recent years, of the Vatican covering up crimes committed by their priest, or not even in the Vatican, just throughout the world, still covered up by churches. People still defend these people because they don't want to think of them as bad people because they've looked up to them for so long. And then a statistic from ABC News is that people don't, it is basically the same thing, people don't want to believe things that they weren't raised to believe. So when a pastor, or even someone higher up, like a cardinal or a pope, they get in trouble, they stick to them and they try to rationalize what they did in their own way. Not that anybody should need any reason to think for themselves, but if you need another reason, research the effect that religion has had in our history, especially in Europe. There's been entire centuries of people that just live in the shadows and just not advancing in technology because of religious ideals, and that's definitely pushed us back a certain amount. I've seen the extremes of religion, and I know that there's a balance that can work in a good way. So you don't want to be a selfish person and act only for yourself because that's all you know, and you don't want to act only according to your religion because that's what you think's right and that's what everybody in your life's told you to do. If you find a good middle of your morals and your personal vendettas, that's where rational decision making comes into play. And all in all, everybody just needs a touch of perspective before putting the fate of their country or people in the hands of God, or their own lives of them and their children in the faith, or in the hands of a leader who believes that God appointed him and therefore he knows what's best, but might not make decisions that are best for his people, but best for him to stay in the position he's in. And that's it for me.